Okay, so I'm late for school, so I'll just do a quick response now. I'm not going to continue my current walk and talk theme. It's not clear in my mind really where I want to go with it. So I'm going to respond to TJdoeslife, since I'm kind of thinking a little bit about that. And he's talking about, well, you can go check out his video, I'll link it, there'll be a video response. Anyway, I think it's an interesting topic because we have to wrestle with the origins and the present state of altruism. And because not everyone is selfish. People do have, in varying degrees and to varying ways, a sense of wanting to do good for other people. But I think if we want to get to the bottom of this discussion, because not everyone is like that, is really what's the true nature of that? Is our altruism based on selfishness? And if so, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it means that we can find ways of working with this kind of nature that might be unavoidable, that you're bringing up, and use it to benefit society, and just because it's based on altruism might be based on a sort of selfishness, whatever kind of selfishness it may be, it doesn't make altruism any less honorable. We can even look at it as a way of, circumnavigating or bending our own mold in order to fit something more, I don't know, more noble maybe? I have no idea how to word it. But yeah, I think that's definitely something to look at. Yeah, I'll continue this video response soon. Okay, so to resume, well, to continue, I came up with a couple directions to go. And this one I think it actually proved quite helpful or interesting. Okay, so I was thinking about the basis. When we left off, I think I was also talking about the basis of morality and how it might not matter so much where it comes from, but really, I guess, well, yeah, it does matter where it comes from so that we can understand where it could possibly go, how far we can push a moral system that's effective, that can actually be put into practice in a stable way by humanity. And I think I found something that might open possibilities for us, a way of thinking about this. It might prove that there are more possibilities than we think. Now, what I was thinking is that it was really about rationality and logic, and what becomes of morality when we're talking about logic and rationality. And now, while I have this clear in my mind, I might have to do a little bit of a detour to explain it to you guys in words that I can readily use right now, if I haven't plotted this down on paper. And it's that rationality is based on irrationality. Well, any kind of rational line of thought is based on an irrational foundation, and I'm going to explain that. When you say that to make things simple as they can be, you always need to have a premise. You always need to have like a goal or a kind of method of I guess like what you want to do. And then you can apply rationality to those givens, those predetermined, I guess, methods of judgment or methods of evaluation. Take those premises and lead you to a conclusion that fully abides by the rules and the goals that were set in the premise. And in that way, you'd say that logic can be applied strictly. It can only be applied. It can't be something that can be followed. You can't say that I have the most rational system of morality, like the only perfectly rational system of morality. Because there can be someone else that has a different kind of standard than you do. They're trying to reach different goals than you are. And hence, they have their own rational system of morality. And I'm only assuming that people can have perfectly rational systems of morality. But what I'm getting at is that these aren't going to be the same. People have different standards. And because these standards are irrational, now that's actually something else to get at. Why are they irrational? Because really there's nothing. The reason that some people will use, let's say, suffering as a the reason that people will use, let's say, suffering or happiness as a general evaluation of a moral system is because they value happiness. And now, even if you were to say that, okay, well, there's a logic behind it, valuing happiness, and really the thing that's kind of, I don't know, funny that the only reason we value happiness is because there's this kind of good feeling, this positive feeling that comes with certain chemical processes in our body and in our minds that makes us feel good. So why do we want to be happy? Because being happy makes us feel good. And really that's just another way of saying because being happy makes me happy. And I find that it's circular. I don't know if it's irrational, but I'd say it's irrational because there's no reason why certain logical reasons why that chemical processes should equal something positive. I mean, that's an evolutionary accident. It's something that just happened to come to be. I mean, if it was another way, maybe we would value some other different chemical reaction as being happy. Like if we're completely separated from the kind of, biological existence that we have on Earth. Maybe if we're on another planet, our kind of the kind of species that lived on that planet would value disorder. It would value. I don't know how that would come about, but this is just just to give an idea. I'm not saying that it's likely, but just to give you an idea that the foundations on which we logically judge things aren't logical in themselves. So I think that really gives you a potential, perhaps, to be more flexible with your moral judgment and to not be so selfish. Because, you can see in the world that people have different foundations. Some for morality, for the way they judge their own actions. Some of them are radically different from others. A lot of them have something in common. But I think because there is this kind of loose base for how we judge something, it can allow us to change it. I think. It was a lot more clear in my mind. Yeah, like I said, it's hard to communicate this in words. It's playing with a lot of hard subjects here. But, yeah. Like some people judge their actions based on not selfishness, based on just pain itself. Some people judge it based off of human happiness or human suffering. Some people even value things so abstract to human beings as the well-being of the environment. That's just such a complicated thing, the well-being of the environment. There's so many factors at play, so many different species of things and I guess philosophical values there. And I think it's just based off of a kind of irrationality. I mean, whether or not it's an irrationality that will serve us in a good way or a bad way, That's not really my point. I'm not saying that it makes these moral systems invalid. I think I'm just saying, what I mean to say is that it just makes it malleable. I don't think we have to worry about always being fixated on human selfishness and human self-serving, because I think we can always find ourselves with the option of just changing the irrational way we judge things by. And I don't know, maybe that sounds like a whole bunch of nonsense, but I think if we delve deeper into the subject, it could be revealed that what I'm saying has some sort of grand utility behind it. And maybe not. I think it does.